here. We are now live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Living in Nine. Let's get that party started.
This time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes, it is time for Living the Nine. Welcome back. It seems like for some reason we've been gone for a long time. It has that feel to it. I don't know. I am Corey. We have Natalie over on my screen, my left, and we have Coach E to the bottom. What's up, you two? How you doing?
What's up?
Good. I am happy, and I hope all of you had a very good 3-day weekend. It is hot outside. Yesterday I played golf, and in one sense it was a terrible idea because it was very, very warm. But yeah, it was fun. Hey, we're outside. We're outside getting it. So today we're going to have some more talking points that we'll get to here in a minute. But just to let you know, my guy, Bill Bender, will be here Thursday. He is a national college sports writer. He talks to many of the people who you watch, whether it be professional, college, and even cover some high schools when he has the time. He'll be here to tell us the state of sports, give us an update on that on Thursday. But before we get to anything else, Coach Nat, we have a lot coming up, so let's talk about that.
Well, our spring is over. We are completely done with spring programming. Corey is in the process of prepping for our summer. I'm going to let him take that over a little bit, but we do plan on continuing doing Living the Nine twice a week, every Tuesday, Thursday, 1 p.m. So keep tuning in for that because we're so happy to keep doing it and so happy that you keep joining us. But for now, I will turn it back over to Corey to give you a little breakdown of what summer's going to look like.
Yes, thank you very much. Spring was a success, man. For those who rocked with us, thank you very much. We know it was totally different, and it felt that way for us too. But we got into a nice groove, and it went well. It went very, very well. So summer. So we're changing things up. I'm breaking things apart, and it's going to look totally different, but it's going to look absolutely amazing. So we've always done a traditional 1 day a week for 9 weeks, but to maximize consistency and retention, we're changing it up to 10 days just about straight. So we'll go Monday through Friday for 2.5 hours. We're getting rid of lunch, but we're doing 2.5 hours so we can get a lot of golf in. It's different, but it's going to be sweet. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And we'll do 2 sessions that we'll have available a day, one early in the morning, one like early afternoon. So keep your eye out for that. Again, I'm terribly excited. This is like something we've never done before. It's gonna be cool. So be ready for that. But I want you to understand that once this registration goes live, because we're trying to make sure that we have the right coach to kid ratio, it won't be as big as it once was. It'll be more like a 2 coach to 8 kid ratio to make sure there's no groups no more than 10. And right now we have 4 coaches on board, so it gives us 32 kids per session, whether morning and afternoon. So as soon as you see that registration pop up, lock it in because spaces will be very limited. But to counteract that, we'll also be doing some form of digital programming as well. So be on the lookout for those to come here shortly. All right. So as far as talking points, there's a conversation that I had, me and Booker, we went and played yesterday, and there was a a very good conversation that we had, and I wanted to see your guys' take on it. It's the conversation on confidence versus arrogance, right? Like,
Ah,
is it a good enough excuse for a professional athlete to say that in order for me to succeed, I have to make an alter ego that was arrogant? You know what I mean? Who thought that they could be anyone anytime and didn't really care, but off the course they were a great dude. Is that a good enough excuse? I mean, you think a lot of the kids are watching them, like whether it be the basketball court, golf, football field, they're watching that arrogance, and I don't think they truly understand the idea that that's a persona. You know what I mean? Is an acceptable excuse for someone to say they had to create that person to be successful? What do you think?
that's a tough one, man. Now you want a minute?
Yeah, hey, take a minute. Matter of fact, you guys ponder on that. I'm gonna tell you my take.
Okay.
I want you to ponder on that for a minute. So, my take is this. I have two ways of looking at this. One way, Charles Barkley said it the best, right? And he had a lot of scrutiny from it, but he said it the best. He said, you know, I should not be your kid's role model. You know, if you don't know who Charles Barkley is, he's one of the best basketball players ever played the game. He's absolutely wonderful. He was an undersized big man, but played as big as anybody.
He's a
Very talented.
sportscaster now.
Yeah, he's a sportscaster. He's a little
You might
heavier,
see him more there.
a little heavier now, and his golf swing is absolutely terrible. But once upon a time, he was elite, and he came out and said when a reporter asked him about his on the court antics and this and that, he famously said, "I should not be your role model. You know, I'm not here to be your role model. I'm here to play a game in a sense. So I get that point. You know, I get the idea of that's what it is, and that takes a bit of cockiness to succeed in a sense. You know, you have to have that feel like you are the best person out there. You know, so I get that aspect of it, but again, I fall back on the idea that these young kids don't understand. It's like them watching horror movies. You know what I mean? They don't. A lot of times they don't understand that it's fake. You know, that they're just creating this person to be that they can be cocky with. So it's almost an excuse to be whatever you want to be. Deion Sanders, another great professional athlete, was a football player and a baseball player. He said that he had to create the persona of prime time that was just the athlete. So when he got on the field, he wasn't Deion Sanders anymore. He was prime time. You know? So again, from a kid's perspective, man, I don't think it's a good enough excuse to say that because I have to succeed, I have to create this persona, because they can't distinguish the difference.
That's a great point there, man. If you think about the best athletes in their sport, like Michael Jordan, he, one could say, was very arrogant, and he had that persona that you're discussing. He actually, even watching his documentary, The Last Dance, he came to light that he actually created things that got him to go to that next level. Like someone said this to him, and he felt slighted about it. Well, it turns out they didn't actually say that, but he just said that in his mind to get him fired up and get him to that next competitive level. And Tiger Woods has been accused of being very arrogant by players on the golf course. I think he softened in the years and kind of opened up, and you can see him now. He's definitely more, I would say, communicative. Basically talks more, seems more open and friendly, and doesn't kind of go into his own personal zone and blocks everybody out. It just seems like the best players need that to go to that level. And if that's what it takes, I mean, who are we to say, you know, that you shouldn't be able to do that, or you're a bad sport for doing so, as long as at the end of the day, they kind of show you the other side and kind of do something to, I would guess, offset that. So with Tiger Woods being his Tiger Woods Foundation, where he traveled the nation, giving free clinics to youth, you know what I mean? Jordan, I don't know how much he really did. LeBron's been accused of that, but he also does a lot of charitable work to schools and everything that he set up. So I just think if you're on that crazy elite level, man, that's something you just have to do to keep that edge. And when you have so much demand and everything on you, I think that's just what they have to do. Now does it make it right? No. But at the same time, back to what you said with Charles, I think we have delusions of grandeur of our, as we hero worship people, we also love to build somebody up to tear them down and find a reason, an excuse to tear them down, and not just appreciate the greatness for what it is. So I would say, man, yeah, I think if that's what they need to do to be great, then all the power to them for that.
So I like that point, man. The one point you made that really like, oh, okay. So if they have that arrogance in whatever field they're in, as you think it takes for them to come out and explain to people, like, you know, or especially for the kids' purpose, to say, hey, this is just who I am here. You know, this is not who I am in real life. You know what I mean? Like walking around. You think that's important, and that's the offsetting factor right there?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Okay.
Definitely. Because, I mean, if you're like that all throughout the day, on and off the court, whatever sport it is you're playing, then, yeah, that just means you're just a jerk or a bad person, whatever. Then, yeah, there's no excuse for being a jerk, whatever. But if you're, again, just hyper competitive on a course, and, again, it's a perception thing, like one person's arrogance or cockiness, another person's extreme confidence. So there's a fine line, there's a gray area to it, man. And again, yeah, as long as you're showing humility and that you care about people off the course or court, again, whatever sport it is that you play, I think, I mean, again, you can justify them being that way.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Nat?
Well, do you want to define for people that might not know what arrogance specifically is and tell them a little bit of the difference between the two?
Okay, yeah. So confidence, again, it falls down to believe in yourself. We want you to believe in yourself and believe that you have the power to be whatever it is you want to be. Arrogance comes into play where you're so confident that you could, in a sense, almost belittle your opponent to in order to feed that. You know, like saying that there's no way you can beat me. I'm too good. Like verbally, like saying that to your opponent. It's one thing to think it, right? It's one thing to think it and feed off that, but to come out and almost like the head game of competitiveness. You know, you're telling them they're not good enough and they're not this and that in order to give you the edge or even psych them out so you'll beat them. So I think that's where arrogance comes into play.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm siding with Ethan here, if I was understanding you correct, where your sports could be a big part of your life, but they are not your whole life. So if you are being a genuinely good person, like LeBron is making his school back in Akron and giving back to the community, and if you are being that positive, you know, exemplifying those 9 core values and things in your kind of your real life, on a court or in a gym or on the course or wherever you are, athletes kind of go into a whole nother headspace. You kind of become a whole nother person regardless. Now, I'm not kind of giving them an excuse to bully each other. You definitely shouldn't go on a basketball court and start bullying or harassing someone. But I think it's just kind of part of the game that you take on. If you are in a competitive atmosphere, if you're playing for a title game, if you're playing for a season championship, something, you become someone else. Like you zone in and think of that and only that. And I get that people might become someone that might have a little more arrogance to it, but then they can turn around the next day and, you know, donate a whole bunch of meals to a nursing home or something. And that's fine. I have seen that it's pretty familiar or pretty normal for athletes to kind of get into that headspace when they're on a court.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Honestly, yesterday I was 100% like, no, it shouldn't be that way. But I think you're right. You know, both your points are absolutely right. Like competition is built to bring out the aggression, you know, especially in sports. And that may not be the aggression that you normally walk around with. And I do think, Ethan, to your point, to come out and say, you know, this is who I am when I'm on the court, but after the court, but everything stays on the court, you know, I'm not taking this off of the court.
Right.
Off the court, I'm I'm a different person. I'm your average everyday person. But when I'm in this space, I have to flip it up because that nice person may not be the what I need to be to make to win the game. So I get that. That makes a lot of sense to me. So thank you guys for clearing that up because you have definitely changed my perception on that. Definitely.
Well, no, and you can be considered quote unquote arrogant and still show good sportsmanship as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Great example, like Michael Jordan, every game he still shook people's hands or end of the series, shook hands, gave him a hug. But on the court during games, he was ruthless.
So I would like to know your guys' stance, man. What do you guys think? So I really want to know. Like I said, Ethan and Natalie wholeheartedly changed my perception on my views when it comes to this. So what do you guys think? I mean, were you guys siding with me, but all of a sudden heard the explanation and you're like, I could see how that could be valid. Right? So we'll read those aloud when you get a chance. So on to the next thing. So everything is opening up, right? We have a timeline for just about everything. And I'm super excited because I had to put my chiropractic stuff on hold. I froze my account and so I could actually, go in and get it and they wouldn't just take my money for no reason. So I'm really excited I can start going there and get my back cracked. Gyms. Now it's time for gyms, right? Do you think under quarantine, you've gotten, in a sense, lazy? Not just for the fact of going to the gym, just in general. I mean, we weren't allowed to go anywhere. Did you find yourself even at home being active, or did you kind of feel like, I'm just going to chill and not do much?
Oh, yeah. I kind of go through waves where I started off really good when we first started the quarantine and we didn't really know what that meant or how long it would last. I was in a routine pretty well where I would, I'd wake up, I'd get ready for the day, sit down on my little makeshift desk, aka my kitchen table, like a lot of time for a run in the evening and like plan out my day to be pretty consistent with what I would be when I was in the office. But then when this started getting longer, it was more challenging for me where I was like, I don't have to get up and get ready. I can roll out of bed, change my clothes, brush my teeth and be fine instead of actually, taking time to prepare for the day. And I'll have a week, I've noticed, like a week where I'm really bad, where I just don't feel like working out. I don't want to do like a virtual coached workout. I don't want to go for a run. I don't even want to cook dinner. Like I'll just pop in like a microwavable meal. But then like the next week, I'm like, oh no, that last week was bad. And so then like I'm up early every morning. I'll do a run, like plan my meals out, be at my desk. So I went back and forth just because on my lazy weeks, it made me feel bad about myself. But that's me personally. Some people needed that time to be lazy. I'm trying to have a good week. Last week I was a little lazy. So I already had a run in this morning, but.
Oh, there you go. Aren't you running? You're running, was it the 5K? Is that what you're running to?
Yeah, I completed 2 official 5Ks. I've got, some medals, which I'm really excited about. But I'm just trying to run because I go back and forth with whether I want to do like an online workout or if running's just easier. So that's what I did this morning. So I'm hoping to have a better week rather than a lazy week like I did last week.
I've definitely gotten lazy. I remember, in a sense when things first got closed down, I was super hyped. I was like, man, Lincoln and I have time to really drill into, him getting better at basketball and baseball, be outside doing this yard work, that yard work. Like the first week or two, we're out there legit every day doing drills for basketball, baseball, all this stuff and feeling good about life. Slowly, the every day turned to like, the couple days a week. And then it turned into not at all. And then it turns into playing a full 18 of golf in the heat and barely being able to breathe. Like, so it slowly got worse, man. And I feel the level of laziness is at an all-time high. Like, you're right. I feel like it almost feel like you wake up and you literally just roll out of bed. It feels like I'm physically just rolling out and falling on like my knees and then dragging myself up.
Yeah.
lunch, walking to the sink. You know, what I mean, it really feels like that. So I have definitely gotten lazy. They said, like I said before, that COVID-19 gave me a COVID 15 to 20. So, so I've definitely gotten lazy.
I feel you, man. It's tough because for me, my physical exercise is out there on the golf course. You know what I mean? Even people realize even when you do ride carts, half the time you have to take a lot of steps to get to your ball, up the hill, down the hill, this and that. So even if you're riding a car, you still get exercise. But we get out there and we huff it once in a while, especially Black looked there a few times, but we unfortunately haven't had the access we normally do. So I would say as far as that, I've been a little lazy when it comes to that. I'm not just gonna go running down the block or anything like that. That's not my style. But I do a lot of yard work. I push a mower, cut a few yards, this and that. Been doing some home improvements, so that all kind of adds up to some good exercise. And I have a problem where I'll go like really, really hard one day and kind of burn myself out physically, and then I'll literally need like a day or two to just recover. So then I'm absolutely useless for like the next day. Like today, I feel absolutely useless because I just had a fun weekend in the sun, you know. So it's one where that's kind of an issue with me. I need to quote unquote pace myself from time to time, kind of pick one project, get that done, say, all right, that's good for the day, and not try and get everything I can done in one day and then just, like I said, burn myself out where the next day I can barely move. But live and learn, right?
Live and learn.
But it's tough. It's definitely tough though, man, to get motivated, especially when you can just, I can just sit on the couch today and binge watch something.
Yep.
It's just endless stuff to watch. So it's definitely easy to do. I definitely would say I'm on that COVID 10 to 15 as well.
I'm telling you, man, it's crazy out here. Hey, I have a question for you, just off topic. I thought about this, man, and it came to me. And I want people to know that I am that dog that sees a squirrel. Like if I have a arid thought, my mind is on that thought and kind of drown everything else. I am definitely like that. So one discussion I haven't talked to you guys about this yet, but how would you feel if we had a street magician come on and do some magic?
That'd be awesome, man.
You think so? Hey, what do you guys think? Would that be something that's dope? Like my wife came up with the idea. Like I think it'd be cool if you have a magician. I looked at her like kind of sideways, and she's like, "I'm being for real." I think that would really be well. So just what do you guys think?
I don't know. Wait, first of all, audience, weigh in the comments.
Yeah,
your opinions. You're the ones tuning in, so we want to know what you like, not only for this but overall. No, I've changed it up a little bit. I think we had at our last fundraiser, we had a magician there who kind of was very entertaining to all the guests. So I don't think it's a bad idea.
Oh, my mind blown, man. All right, so you answered that.
No, sorry. Yeah, I stumbled on this Netflix show. I'm blanking on the name of it. Like, I think it's Street Magician or Magic for People, something, where this guy just goes around on the street, does these segments, man. It's mind blowing. I'm pretty sure I would say it's kid friendly. But obviously get your parents' permission whenever you watch it. It's on Netflix. There's 3 seasons. I started on season 3, but it's crazy, man. Stuff like it just blows your mind. Like, how does he do this stuff, man? So it's pretty cool.
It, man. I think I'm gonna start looking into that. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right. So past that, we'll go on to this day in history when Natalie tells us back in the day what happened today.
All right. I had to dig a little bit and I had to broaden my date range. So today specifically, the only really exciting and positive thing that I found was that the first and the original, which ended up being episode 4, Star Wars movie was released in 1977.
Ooh.
Watched that this weekend.
Did you?
Watched the 3 original ones. Lazy Sunday.
Yeah, I did that with the Iron Man movies. Yeah, a couple weeks back. I get it. Let's see. What else do I have? May 27th, so tomorrow's date technically, in 1937, the Golden Gate Bridge opened, which is weird to me. On the 30s, the Golden Gate Bridge opened.
In the 30s?
30s. I'm pretty sure.
Like how?
That's what the internet said.
I scare myself, man, when I think of how these things were made. Even back then, we don't have the technologies we have. Like, how was that even made back then, man? That's crazy. The Golden Gate Bridge, like, what?
Yeah.
Have any of you ever been on that?
Yes.
I've been to San Francisco.
You drove? Did you drive it?
Yes.
I did years back, man, with my mother, and I was never gripped the steering wheel that hard in my life, man. You felt like the car next to you was like an inch away. People were flying. It was intense, man.
Bridges that go over water are one of my biggest fears. I hate them. So I would not do well on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, it's
all right.
Intense.
My big one, the big one that I think really, really cool, is actually from yesterday, May 25th, in 1935. I want to know if you guys know what this is. The greatest 45 minutes in sports happened. Do you know what it was?
What's it? When?
On May 25th, 1935, the greatest 45 minutes in sports happened.
I bet it's something to do with baseball. I'm almost guaranteeing. No?
Jesse Owens at the Big Ten championship. I think it was the Big Ten championship. He what's the word I'm looking for? Busted. He took home, 5 world records and tied a 6th in 45 minutes at Michigan. He's a Buckeye, obviously, but they were at Michigan.
That's crazy.
What?
He broke 5 world records and tied a 6th within 45 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They're kind of not skewed. So the world record, 2 of those world records count for 2 each, so 4 total. Like he got the world record in the 220-yard dash. That's equal to the 200-meter dash. So he had the world record for the 220-yard and the 200-meter.
Gotcha.
And same with the hurdles, 220-yard hurdles and the 200-meter hurdles. But he also beat, which one? I want to make sure I don't misquote this. Long jump world record, the dash and the hurdles, and then he tied the 100-yard dash world record with an injury. He fell down a flight of stairs and hurt his back and didn't know if he was going to compete at all. Yeah.
They said his long jump was like over a school bus length.
Probably. I could believe
craziness.
That. His athletic ability was not human.
All I ever think about when it comes to him is the Olympics. So to hear the fact, other things that and other amazing compliments when somebody does is, I like that. I like to.
Yeah.
That a lot. Thank you very much for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want to hear some birthdays?
Ooh,
I found a couple. Yeah. So these are all today specifically. 1926 was Miles Davis, the jazz trumpeter. 1926. 1948 was Stevie Nicks, the lead singer of Fleetwood Mac. She's also an actress and has some stuff released personally. 1964 is Lenny Kravitz. So
nice.
Most people know him as a musician. The younger generation, you might know him as Cinna in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in 1966 is the actress Helena Bonham Carter. A lot of people, she's in a wide range of things, but again, our younger audience might know her as Bellatrix Lestrange in Harry Potter.
Yeah, I still don't know.
Excellent.
I'm sorry, I still don't.
That's it.
Okay. Now on a Live to 9 story time, where we talk about one of the core values that we have experienced either this week or that's really on our heart. So whenever you're ready, Nat, do you have something for us?
I forgot and I didn't prep something. So give me a second to think and I'll go last.
Ooh. What do you got, E?
Well, sticking with our courtesy for feel-good stories, and obviously with yesterday being Memorial Day, I go over my buddy's house. He's a Marine. They say, once you're a Marine, always Marine. He always reminds me of that very often. But I always try to spend Memorial Day with him. And he usually throughout the day, he'll stop and give a little kind of reminder speech to everybody of what Memorial Day is all about, why we're here, this and that. So with that being said, I'd like to highlight all the people that went out to the cemeteries and grave sites and put out American flags, because they volunteered the time to do that, and it's very, especially during this pandemic, it's a very courteous act to go do so, to help remind people of the sacrifice people made so that we can live in, if not the greatest, one of the greatest countries in the world. So I just think that's a very courteous act that somebody can do for someone else to help, again, remind everybody of what the day is truly about.
Great.
I am glad you brought that up, because mine is surrounding that as well, but mine is more judgment, right? So again, like Coach Ethan said, and as everybody knows, Memorial Day was yesterday, and Memorial Day is not necessarily celebrating military personnel, but military personnel who gave their lives to protect this country. And I want you guys to truly, truly understand what that means as far as judgment, right? Because we always say good judgment doesn't always have a positive outcome, but that doesn't mean you abandon good judgment, right? So when I was in Iraq, a couple things happened, and I won't talk about it all, but there's one act of judgment that I want you guys to, I want to honor him and also say, that life is short and sometimes things happen, but it doesn't mean you abandon good judgment. So there was a gentleman who I was stationed with at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And when we got orders to go to first Kuwait, then Iraq, we were in the same unit. When we got there, everything is fine. But when you get to Iraq, it's a different story. This gentleman was on guard duty one night, and they got ambushed, and he lost his life. Now, when it comes to that, they found him. When they found him, they found empty shells. And what that means is that he was fighting back. He was showing good judgment because he wanted to protect people, even in the face of imminent, not a positive outcome. He still showed good judgment. So I want to honor that man because I know in the face of it, it had been very, very hard to make the decision, but he made a decision to fight, to show good judgment, and to lay down what the ultimate sacrifice his life to give a sign of hope for people around him. So again, not every act of good judgment has a positive outcome, but we still salute that man for his good judgment, man, because if not for that, something else could have happened if he couldn't have fought back. So by all means, judgment is mine for today.
Good one. Well, I'll keep in the same theme then. I'll do a Memorial Day one as well. There is a huge, I don't want to say it's a challenge, but it's something that a lot of people do on Memorial Day to not only honor all of those that have served and all of those that may have given their lives, but specifically it was started by and in honor of Lieutenant Michael Murphy. It's called the Murph. It's a huge workout challenge that is hard. I honestly have never tried it. Honestly, I'm kind of scared to try it because I don't know if my body will hold up. What it consists of is you do a 1 mile run, you do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then another mile run. And most of the time you're doing it with an extra weight, a weighted jacket on.
20-pound vest, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do the vest and it's still hard enough. I saw people running by my window with weighted vests on. I remember last year I was driving around on Memorial Day and I saw people with the vests on. You could tell which people were doing that workout. And my whole social media feed, even yesterday, I was going through people that were completing the Murph and putting their times up. And it was just a huge sign of respect, which is my word if I didn't mention that, a sign of respect to not only Lieutenant Murphy, but everyone that has put themselves in that place and have not only given their lives, but even those that just gave their time, that came home like Corey, to honor everybody that's done it. And so I wanted to call out that because it's something I would love to do one day, and I should put my money where my mouth is and try it. But I thought that was a really cool thing to see.
I'm sure you will do it soon enough and you will succeed, because you are the same person that just started the 5K on a whim, right? And now I can see that happening. All right, thank you
My arm's a little
very much
stronger.
for that Living the Nine story time. E, we have a couple minutes for some games to test our greatness, not arrogance, but confidence. There you go.
Yes, today we are going back to our classic. I don't know if you got your sounder by you.
Oh, you know
There.
I do, baby. Are we doing there can only be one? Is that what it is?
Yes, sir. We have a couple questions here.
We ready for it?
Let's hear it.
There can be only one.
Oh, there can be only one.
So all right. So I got three of them here, and it centers around kind of barbecues. It's, hopefully everybody had a chance to go to a nice cookout or barbecue over the weekend. I was fortunate to be able to do a couple, so that was fun. So with that being said, our first question: there can only be one at a cookout, or you can only have one in a cookout. Let's put it that way. And please chime in with answers, everybody listening. Hot dogs or brats? Gotta pick one.
Hot dogs or bratwurst. There can
or
only be one.
brats. Now, since I'm just dropping these on you, I will go first for these questions because I know them and I have thought about them slightly. For
Ooh.
me, I am a brat person. I love a good hot dog at a ballpark, this and that. But if I'm out a cookout, I would definitely enjoy a nice brat, especially if you have all the fixings, whether it's maybe some peppers and onions or maybe a little sauerkraut. There's a spicy mustard my brother got me hip to. I'm looking at the bottle. I think it's Sandwich Pal or something like that. Best mustard you could find, man. So that is on a nice brat. Bun, toasted or not toasted, I do enjoy a nice toasted bun as well.
Getting bougie, huh?
Get real in depth.
You're getting bougie.
Get real in depth, but yeah, I would like a brat, nice maybe boiled in some beer and then crisped up on the grill. Brat guy right here. Jake's a brat guy, my man.
Yeah, he is.
You know, I like you for some reason, Jake.
Portia is a hot dog girl, and Jason is all about the brats. Now, I would normally say brats as well, but and Booker will attest to this. Yesterday, we went to one of the best dessert places ever. It's called Wits, right? And Wits surprised me once again. They had hot dogs there, actually coney dogs with cheese, and they had footlongs in that matter. So I was like, I'm pretty hungry. I'm gonna try this foot long coney cheese dog. So I ate it, and if heaven had a taste at that moment, it'd be that hot dog. And it got me thinking, how soft even the hot dog was compared to the bun, and all the fixing was absolutely wonderful. And then when you think about a brat, the brats are good, but when I'm really hungry, do I really want to bite through all that skin, that, you know what I mean? Do I really want to get through that? You know what I mean? And worry about chewing that up and making sure that's cool, or the casing of it, or do I just want to get busy with that hot dog? So I'm going to go with hot dogs on this. Oddly enough, I'm going to go with hot dogs, man. Wits hot dogs, put it like that.
All right, I'm picking hot dogs too. I could probably have a hot dog any day of the year, anytime, like it wouldn't faze me. But a brat, I feel like I have to be in a mood for. And I just like a grilled hot dog or a hot dog over the fire. It will hands down be my pick. And you can customize it. You were saying you could customize brats. You can do that with hot dogs too. You can put veggies or relish or mustard, ketchup, whatever you want. But hot dog, it's got to be my choice.
No, definitely. And I did not know we were dipping into the coney lane, Corey. I didn't leave it to you to do that. Oh, that would be another question for another day about what kind of chili you like on the coney dog. I'm a Skyline guy, put it that way, though.
Skyline's trash. We're on to the next.
We'll leave that there. For another day. All right. So let's get into another one here. Potato salad, pasta salad, or fruit salad. You can only pick
Potato salad.
one. Potato salad, pasta salad, or fruit salad. Like I said, I'll kick it off. I like fruit salads just a little bit more. I grew up on potato salad, especially the mustard potato salad. My mom does make an awesome homemade potato salad. But on a nice hot summer day at a barbecue, a cookout, just that refreshing fruit salad. Like, actually, maybe I'm just a prisoner of the moment because I had that yesterday. It was just perfect. Nice fruit salad, cool you down, kind of sustain you before everything else is done off the grill, this and that. I really enjoyed it. So, fruit salad for me. Henry likes a fruit. There we go.
Fruit
Jake's the
salad,
pasta
yeah.
man.
It
Jay goes to the sales, though. That makes sense.
when you think of a barbecue, yeah, it's true. When you think of a barbecue, man, you don't a barbecue, the sides of barbecue, you don't think of fruit salad, man. Like everyone thinks of potato salad, bro. Like potato salad is it. Like barbecue and potato salad is like peanut butter and jelly, baby. Like you can't like now. But here's the thing about potato salad, man. It's very easy to really mess it up. And potato salad messed up is absolutely terrible. So I can get why why this is not the number one choice on people's list because maybe they just haven't had it done right.
No, that's exactly, man. People can butcher, man.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, like maybe too many onions, not enough this. Yeah, it could.
Don't be adding like raisins and grapes, like doing too much, man, and pecans and walnuts. Let me add that's doing too much. But a basic potato salad, something to do with mayonnaise and mustard and little, some pickle juice and relish on a nice hot day where it shouldn't mess your stomach up. It sits just right. I don't know. I can't think of fruit. I mean, you do have fruit in a barbecue, but when it comes to a barbecue, there's certain things you have to have: baked beans and freaking potato salad.
Yeah. I'm going to rule out everything but my final answer. I don't like fruit salad because I don't like a lot of fruits. Like normally when there's a fruit salad, I pick out just the watermelon. So I'd rather have just like a piece of watermelon to eat. I know I don't like being a picky eater. It just kind of happened to me. Potato salad, I love potatoes in all forms. I don't like potato salad. I don't know what it is. It's just, I'm not a fan. Maybe I've just only had bad ones. I don't know. I don't know what it is. So I'm going with pasta salad, mainly because when I think of a cookout, like if I think of myself sitting in a backyard with a plate of cookout food, pasta salad's in my imagery. Like it's on the plate. I love a good pasta salad. I also just like pasta, so that makes sense. But we've been on a pasta salad kick here for probably this whole quarantine. So maybe it's a recency bias, but that's my choice.
Hey, Jason said melon is the 3 putts of fruit salad. Like, so you take the melon out of there and you might have a pretty decent fruit salad, but melon, yeah, I get it. That makes sense. Portia, a lot of salad. Skyline chili is overrated. Yes, it is, Portia. Skyline chili is terribly overrated.
We're back on it.
All right, yeah. All right, people.
Don't go down to Cincinnati saying that, man.
Hey, and I'm a huge Bengals fan. I'm a diehard Bengals fan, but Skyline is just not my jam at all.
Hey, Joe Burrow said the same thing. He's a starting quarterback, and he said he doesn't like Skyline, so I think it's okay.
I think
no, it's not, Joe.
You're okay. You're okay, guy. All right, people. Thank you very much for kicking it with us for the last 45 minutes. We greatly appreciate it. We will see you all Thursday. Remember, Thursday, Bill Bender will be back. So tune in if you are into sports at all, or just tune in, period. He's going to give us his update on sports nationally. If they have start dates out there. I heard the NBA is thinking about making a decision on coming back. See if he has any insight on that. So again, tune in on Thursday. Our national writer, Bill Bender, will be here. Other than that, Coach Nat, what do we have going on still again?
We are finalizing dates for our summer programming. We are working with the golf course just to kind of see what our availability is going to be, but you can expect us to be outside and be programming. It's definitely going to look a lot different than what we're used to in past years, but we're going to do what we can to follow all the guidelines and to make sure that we are out there and giving you the programming that you've come to know and love. Spring is completely done, but we are still going forward with Living the Nine. Tune in every Tuesday, Thursday here at 1. And that's about all I got. Anything you want to add on to that, Corey?
Yes, just make sure that once that registration is open, get to it as soon as possible, because again, we can't have a camp to where we have massive numbers like we had before. It's going to be very limited numbers. So if you're interested, which I hope a lot of you, if not all of you are, hit that registration button as soon as it comes up to guarantee your spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. For the ending note, the last call or whatever you want to call it, is just, again, back to Memorial Day. Honor those who have fallen and laid down their lives for our freedoms today. There's countless of people who are in the military now and who will be deployed soon, going wherever they're going. Let's never forget to give thanks to those who sacrifice their lives to make sure that we can live ours. All right. Everybody have a very wonderful week. And we will see you on Thursday, man. Remember, Bill Bender, Thursday, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Let's go.
Bye, everybody.
See you.